There was once a fearsome monster that was trained by the hand to be a steed for the goblin. However, upon smelling its new master, the monster's mind shattered and it ran into the unknown, foaming at the mouth and biting the noses off the stone faced floor.
Hey guys, Wick Gamer here. We had quite the year last year for the not home settlement. Faced the butcher, he killed off poor Seven, and then I thought I was going to be home free, and had a pretty bad settlement phase, I'll admit. Hopefully we're going to change our luck around. This year we're going to be facing the Screaming Antelope. So with that, let's just go ahead and dive in. I'll show you who we're sending out, and then we'll get into the hunt phase and see if we can hunt down this crazy screaming antelope that we've been hearing off in the distance. All right, first off, we're sending our wise fool of the antelope, trusty 3, out again, trying to get that axe proficiency way up so that we can get that mastery. She has 12 insanity, which is probably cutting it a little bit close with the screaming antelope, because we don't want to get above 20, but I think we're going to be okay. We're sending her out. We're changing things up just a little bit. We're sending her out with the Butcher's Cleaver and the Rawhide armor set, Monster Grease. So that Butcher Cleaver is better than the Bone Axe, so I think she's going to have a better time with that. And because she's insane, she gets that +1 survival and +1 strength. Next is 13, the brainless savior of the antelope. We're sending her out again, trying to get that spear proficiency up. She again has 12 insanity, so I think we're going to be okay, but we're going to have to be careful with that. We're sending her out with her usual setup, Rawhide armor set, and King Spear, Monster Grease. We're sending a newbie out, 9. She has 6 movement, which is awesome. So hopefully we'll be able to get her worked up a little bit and start using her a little bit more often. We're sending her out with the Rawhide armor set, Stone Nose to get 1 more survival in there, and the Bone Blade. And lastly, we're sending 10, another newbie. This one has +2 strength, +1 evasion, and as you can tell, we're sending him out with the Clawhead arrow and the Catgut bow, and Stone Nose again. And we're also giving him that Bone Axe just in case he needs to get up close and personal. All right, one quick note before we get into the hunt. I wanted to send 5 out, and I forgot to mention it in the intro, but 5 is our bow, and I really want to build up that proficiency, but he's at 16 insanity. With the Screaming Antelope, if we get above 20, bad things happen. So we don't want to do that. So in the interest of safety for 5, we're going to keep him at home. The poor old dingle fool is just going to sit it out this time. So with that, let's get started. I painted my Screaming Antelope recently. I think it turned out pretty good. I'm not the best painter in the world, but I'm pretty happy with this one. So let's shuffle up our hunt events. Alright. Okay. With that, let's get started. So 3 is going to be our event revealer first. And let's flip over the first one. Stampede. A thunderous boom approaches. The survivors may hide. If they do, move the quarry 1 space back. Otherwise, all survivors gain +1 courage, and the event revealer rolls a d10. Yeah, I think we're gonna stay and tough it out. We're a tough crowd. 4. In the chaos, the survivors glimpse the monster that spooked the Screaming Antelope. All survivors suffer 2 brain event damage and wipe what they saw from their memory. Okay, that's actually pretty good. So we gain +1 courage. So let me go through them real quick. +1 courage. And we suffer 2 brain event damage, which actually we want our insanity to go down a little bit, so that's actually perfect. 13's the same way. Goes down to 10, which is exactly what we want. And 1 courage. Man, she's getting super courageous. 9 is, ooh, 2 brain event damage. Oh no, that's not good. So she goes down to a light. Didn't think about that. Oh well. +1 courage. And finally 10, +1 courage. And he's the same way. He's going to take a light injury to the brain. Alright. Must have been pretty scary. Okay, so that's that. Yep, so then we progress into the next square. That's going to be a random hunt event, but 13 is going to be our event revealer for that. So let's roll. 97. 97. Look at that. That's cool. Living stone. The ground suddenly shifts and rises sharply into the air. The survivors find themselves clutching the back of a giant creature that lay sleeping beneath their feet. Oh no! I think I've heard this one before. The survivors hold on for dear life, absolutely terrified. Nominate a survivor to climb towards the top of the giant and see what lies ahead. Oh man. I am going to. I'm going to do a newbie. Let's do 9. So 9 is going to be our nominated survivor. We're going to roll a d10. 7. You reach the top and have a perfect vantage point to see the world, if only there were enough light to see it. Set your insanity to 0. The giant carries you exactly where you're going. Start the showdown immediately. Oh, cool. Okay, well 9 has no insanity already, well that made it pretty easy. Cool. Well, nice. That's awesome. Okay, let's pull terrain real quick. Sorry, evidently I'm completely unprepared. So let's go Screaming Antelope. Okay, so we get 3 Acanthus plant terrain cards, 6 plants total set up in the green area, and then we get a bug spot terrain. So let's pull those real quick. Let's just do one Acanthus and 1 bug patch. Okay, and then we get 2 random terrain cards set up normally. As you can tell, there's a lot of stuff to kind of gather in this showdown. So there's a lot of resources we can get. That Acanthus is good stuff. The bug patch can give us some good stuff too. And then depending on what we draw, Survivor Corpse. Sweet. Okay, and Orvane. Oh my gosh, that's good stuff. So with that, let me set up the showdown board and we'll get started. All right, showdown is set up. Let's look at the cards first, and then I'll show you the board. So the Screaming Antelope has 7 basic and 3 advanced, so that's 11 wounds to kill him. Movement is 6, toughness 8, and he has this special card called Trample. So let's read that. When the monster collides with a survivor, they suffer damage equal to the monster's level to a random hit location. So as you can kind of ascertain, the Screaming Antelope moves around a lot. So we're going to have to be careful to get out of the way, use those dashes wisely. So let's shuffle our AI deck. All right, and our hit location deck. I've got my terrain cards set up here too. We'll probably get through those fairly quick, and I'll show you why when we get to the board here. And I'm going to grab this graze too, because this is what's going to come into play. Okay, so here's the board. We have 6 Acanthus plants set up within 4 spaces of the Screaming Antelope. The bug patch goes here. I broke the wing off of my 3D printed bug, which I'm pretty upset about. But and then we set all of the survivors on one board edge or the other. So I set them up over here. And as you can tell, this is not a survivor's corpse, but I'm using it as one. and then the Orvane is here, and I've got 9 and 10 next to those, and then I've got our 2 tanks up front so they can charge in. So this is the strategy that I'm employing with the Screaming Antelope. A lot of times the attack cards will say, you know, survivor in range, blah, blah, blah. If it doesn't fulfill any of those, then it does its instinct. This Screaming Antelope's instinct is the monster full moves to the closest acanthus plant and ends its turn. If the monster is on or adjacent to an acanthus plant, archive the terrain and heal 1 wound. Okay, so that's usually a bad thing, right? Well, our Screaming Antelope hasn't taken any wounds so far. So the strategy is that they are too far away for his 6 movement, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So when it goes, hopefully we draw a card that says, you know, in range, and then he gets to move to the closest acanthus plant. Both of these are close, and oops, I think there we go. Both of these are the same amount of close, so I can pick. So I'm going to pick that he moves away from our survivors. Again, he'll be out of range. That'll allow our survivors to gather the ore and the survivor corpse, and our tanks to move up and take these acanthus, because still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're still far away. So that gives us a full turn to collect as much as we can. I've got our 6 movement 9 over here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So on the second round, she can get up to that bug spot. And we're going to try to gather as much resources as we can before the Screaming Antelope attacks. So with that, let's see if my strategy works, and we'll go from there. So White Lion goes first. White Lion, it's been a day. Screaming Antelope goes first. So let's draw that Screaming Antelope card. Slam, closest knockdown survivor. Nope. Furthest threat in field of view in range. Okay, so nobody's in range, nobody's knocked down, so it grazes. Again, graze is the monster full moves to the closest acanthus plant and ends its turn. If the monster is on or adjacent to an acanthus plant, archive the terrain and heal 1 wound. Okay, so we pick this acanthus plant. It moves this way, and it archives 1 acanthus plant and heals 1 wound. There's no wounds, so it doesn't do anything. All right, so that's the Screaming Antelope's turn. So now we are going to have 10 search the survivor corpse, 5 gain 2 insanity and 1 random basic resource. Okay, cool. My dog is barking at shadows again. All right, monster organ. Cool, okay. So that's 10 got that. They also gain 2 insanity, which actually works out really good because he has that light brain injury, so, and he's not anywhere close to 20, so that's perfect. Okay. All right, archive the tree. Great. Next, we're going to have and actually he'll move up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Move up there. I almost forgot again. I always seem to forget on that first round, but I didn't this time. Thank goodness. Okay, Orvane. 9's going to search the Orvane. Come on. I guess 10 is the best we're going to do. Oh, 2d10. Oh no. Okay, 9. Find something shiny. Gain 1 iron strange resource. Sweet. I didn't grab the strange resource. Let me grab that. Okay, let's do iron. Perfect. Okay, so that gets archived. And 9 gets iron, and then she's going to move 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so that's those 2 turns. Now, 3 is going to move up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There. And she is going to search a fresh acanthus. 9. 1 fresh acanthus, strange resource. Archive this terrain. Sweet. Leather, fresh acanthus. All right, yeah, this is a good round. Let's keep this going. Okay, so now 13 is going to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, you know what? No, it's too late. I should have placed her there. She would have gotten up that far, so it would have been a little bit further. Actually, I should have placed her over here and moved her up. Then she could have gathered both of those and then moved again. But oh well. Too little, too late, I guess. Acanthus 1. Oh no. Suffer 1 arm damage. And archive this terrain. So she's down to 1 arm. This gets archived. Okay, great. So now we go back and it's the White Lion's turn again. Or White Lion. I'm going to say this a bunch of times. Screaming Antelope's turn. Closest knockdown survivor. Furthest threat in range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not in range. No target, graze. It eats another fresh acanthus, and it parks there. All right, we get another round. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, you know what? Let's do it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then she's going to search a fresh acanthus. 3 is 1. Dang it. 1 arm injury. Takes it down to a 1. Archive the terrain. Well, bummer. Well, we got a few anyways. So then let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, she can get all the way up there. And she can actually attack. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, she has 6 movement. Great. So she's going to attack with that King Spear. Speed 2. It's on a 6+, 7+ because we're -1 accuracy. 1 hit. All right. The Restless Muzzle. If you hit with a club or a shield, you clobber the monster and gain +2 luck when attempting to win this location. Okay, no such luck. So 3, 4. She has 4 strength total. Toughness is 8, so a 4+ wound. Nope. Bummer. Okay. So that's her turn. 13 is done. 13 done. 3 is done. 9 is going to move up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And she's actually going to go 5 like that. And she's going to search that bug patch. Come on, vermin. 1. Oh no. An insect with your face stares back at you and scuttles away. Suffer 3 brain damage. Okay, well, that's actually not bad. 10. Go down to 7 insanity. So we're pretty safe now from that 20. We'd have to gain a lot of insanity. I actually should have been doing this instead of the paper, but that's okay. So we're down to 7. Okay, but it doesn't say anything about archive the terrain, so we park there. That's okay. And then 10 is gonna move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5, 6. Okay, still not far enough away, so we're not gonna bother dashing or anything like that. But okay, that's the end of our turn. That's pretty good. So we got fresh acanthus, a monster organ, and some iron, and we haven't been attacked yet. And we got 1 kind of first attack in. So, and we still have a chance with that bug patch, and we could actually, if we wanted to, we might be able to snatch that other acanthus plant. But we'll see how that goes. All right. Chow down. If there are no well, never mind. If there are no acanthus plants on the showdown board, discard chow down and perform basic action. Fully move the Screaming Antelope to the closest acanthus plant. If the monster ends its movement on or adjacent to an acanthus plant, it consumes it. Archive the terrain and perform heal 1d5. There's no wounds. Place chow down on top of the monster AI deck instead of discarding it. Okay. So it goes back on top. So it's going to chow down again, but it's not going to have any acanthus plants. So we know what's going to happen next. We know that it is going to perform a basic action with that. So basic action, let's just look at it real quick so we know what's happened. Closest knockdown survivor in range. So if there's no knockdown survivor, then we graze. So as long as we don't get knocked down, then it's just going to graze. So if there are no acanthus plants on the showdown board, instead full move forward in a straight line. Okay, so we know that the Screaming Antelope is going to graze after this because there's no knockdown survivors, unless for some reason our bug patch is going to hurt us. So that's good. So it'll just move forward, and then we'll be in good shape. Let's see. So first off, let's have 9 search the bug patch one more time. 8. One random vermin resource. Archive this terrain. Okay, so let's pull our vermin resources. All right. Crab spider. It's a hide, so that's actually really good. A lot of these vermin resources are just good for cooking, but we can use this one as a hide, so that's good. Consume, archive this, and gain +3 survival. So if we need to, we can consume it and gain some survival. But for now, we're going to keep that, and hopefully we don't have to use it because we want to keep that hide. All right, bug patch is done. And then she can move 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I wonder if we should or not. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's move right there. So that'll, well, actually, 4, 5, 6, because it's going to move forward in a straight line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it'll be up here. 4, 5, 6. So she can get up and attack him next round. Okay, good. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3's not going to be able to attack this round. 10 can if he dashes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because yeah, he's not quite there yet. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then hopefully he'll be able to get in. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, he won't be in range next time. But it'll be okay. So he'll dash. So he sends a survival. Then he's going to attack with that clawhead arrow. So speed 1 hits on a 6+. No accuracy, so 6+. 9. Okay, great. So he gets -1 evasion token. Perfect. That's the way to do it. That gets flipped over, but it's strength 6. 6 plus 2 strength is 7, 8. Toughness is 8, so anything but a 1. A 10. Oh, and I forgot to, whoops. Too late, but anyways, so critical wound. So we do a wound. The reflex gets canceled. We gain 1 Screaming Antelope resource. Yeah, this is good. Just raking in the resources. See how the Screaming Antelope, there's a lot of resources to gain on all these cards, and there's usually a lot of terrain to gather resources, so it's pretty good. All right, let's see. A pelt. It's a hide, so that goes to 10. All right. Your attack wrecks one of the monster's legs. If insane, you may spend 5 survival and treasure this moment forever and gain +1 permanent movement. We don't have, none of our survivors have 5 survival, so bummer. Oh well. All right, so that's good. So we got 1 wound already. And so that's 10's turn. So right now we have fresh acanthus, iron, crab spider, pelt, a monster organ, and we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're halfway to a Screaming Antelope, a full Screaming Antelope already. Good stuff. All right, that's 10's turn. 13 is going to go next. So she's going to attack with her King Spear. She is, we'll wait. So she's going to attack right there. So 6+, 7+, speed 2. 2 misses. Bummer. Okay. So we know that it's going to perform a basic action, which is no knockdown survivor. So we want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's going to run forward, and then we'll be able to attack it next round. Perfect. 13 is done, and then finally 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and she's gonna be. I wonder if she should dash and get an attack in, because it's going to move forward again, then she's going to be out of range again. So if we dash, we can go here and then be in range next time around too. So let's do that. So let's see if she spends a survival. 8. So she doesn't spend it, so she dashes up here. She dashed. And she's going to attack with her Butcher Cleaver. Speed 2 hits on a 5+. And she has +1 accuracy, so 4+. 2 hits. And remember to draw my hit locations this time. Okay. Zone of Death. Oof, bummer. So this happens no matter what. So let's... Oh no, this is going to be bad. Because it's going to move. It's going to turn and do basic action, and then it's going to run this way instead. Okay, well, we'll deal with that when it happens. So let's do the furry tail first. So that's a 5 strength on the Butcher Cleaver, +2 strength on the character, +1 strength token is 8. So anything but a 1. 3. Okay, that's a hit. That's good. Okay, and Ferocious Spasm. 3. That's a hit. I debated taking on a level 2 Screaming Antelope. I think we probably could have been okay. Oh well. Well, hopefully we'll blow through this real quick. I don't know. Maybe I'm speaking too soon, and we're gonna get in trouble. But and that -1 evasion made it extra easy to hit the Screaming Antelope. But okay, Zone of Death. One at a time, target each survivor in the zone of death and perform basic actions. So there's only one survivor in the zone of death. She can't use survival, so turn and see. I don't know. Closest knockdown survivor in range. Does that mean it just does nothing? Target each survivor in the zone of death and perform basic action. But so it's targeting is already, it's targeted already. So okay, I'm gonna assume that it skips this part and then do it. Let me see. Let me look at this. Maybe I performed this wrong. Let's see. Oh, I did that back kick. Oh, that was that. Whoops. I'm sorry. I totally just looked at what was happening. I was thinking that that showdown was here still. Sorry. Anyways, let's do a basic action. Speed 2 hits on a 2+, 3+, 4+, 5+. Yeah, 5+. So that's 1 hit to the waist. So we're just going to take that. So that puts her armor down to 1 on the waist. Perfect. All right, basic action is done. Oh yeah, and we couldn't have spent survival to dodge any of those anyway, so she has to take it no matter what. All right, that's that. That's 3's turn. So that's all of our survivors' turns. 9. Oh yeah, she got that. Yep. Okay. Sorry, I was like, did 9 go or not? But yeah, she did. Okay. So, AI card. Back kick. In blind spot in range. Closest threat in range. What the heck is going on with my dog? Hold on. Let me go check. Okay. Sorry about that. Those darn shadows. Back kick. In blind spot in range. So there's nobody in the blind spot. Closest threat in range. Okay. So that's going to be 3. Move and attack. Turn monster, so target is in the blind spot. Okay. A back kick, I guess that makes sense. Speed 1 hits on a 3+, 4+, 5+, 6+. Okay, that's a hit. Oof. 3 damage. Yeah, we're definitely gonna dodge that one. It's 8. She doesn't spend survival. She has dodged. And we're good. We don't have any destroyed hoofs, so that's awesome. Okay, so it's our turn now. So we don't want to be in this front range because the Screaming Antelope likes to run forward. So I think we're gonna have 10 dash. You know what? How about this? We can do this. We can have him actually 1, 2, 3, and then we'll attack with that bone axe. Perfect. So then we can move and attack. So that's a speed 2, hits on a 6+. Yep, 6+. Oh, 5+. 2 misses. Bummer. Okay. So I guess that wasn't quite as cool as I thought it was going to be. So that's 10's turn. Let's see. So now 3 can attack right where she is in the blind spot. So that's going to be a 5+, 4+ because +1 accuracy, 3+ because we're in the blind spot, 2+. Oh man, come on. 1 attack, 1 hit. Okay. The Restless Back. If you hit with a club or a shield, you clobber the monster and gain +2 luck. Not a club or a shield, even though the mini is carrying one. It's the axe. So let's see, anything but a 1. 9. Okay. No +1 strength, +1 luck on this guy. Nope. Okay. All right. So that's a wound. Done. Okay, that's 3's turn. 13 is going to come in. Boop. Just right. Actually, you know what? 13 is going to stay there, and we're going to send 9 in first. 1, 2, 3. Right there. And actually, 3 is going to move back. I forgot to do her movement. She's just going to move back 1, just in case. And then 9 is going to attack with the Bone Blade. Speed 2. Hits on a 6+. 2 misses. Oof. Bummer. Okay. That's 9's turn. Now 13 is going to come in, and she's just going to move right there. She's going to move right here. Yep, and she's going to attack. Speed 2. It's on a 6+, 7+, 6+. Ooh, 2 hits. All right. And the King Spear doesn't have any... Nope. Okay. Failure. If the attacker is adjacent to the monster, the weapon is stuck. Okay, we're not adjacent, so that's good. Reflex. Turn the monster to face away from the attacker and full move forward in a straight line. Cancel all hits now out of range. Okay, so since she's on this corner, full move away is either this way or this way. So they're gonna have to. One of them is gonna have to spend a survival to dash. I think we're gonna do 3, so it'll run this way, which that's probably a better idea, anyways. Okay. So first off, the gnarled horns, and we're gonna hit on a. Let's see here. What was it? 8, I think. Yep, 8. 7, 6, 5, 4. 4+. Crit. Oh yeah. See, another, oh, let me do a wound. Another Screaming Antelope resource. Whoop, whoop. Man, I can't shuffle tonight. Pelt. All right. Persistent injury, crushed crown. Blood pours from the ruined crown. Affects some AI cards. All right, so we'll put that right here. Now, the Restless Rump. I wish I got a crit on this one, so I would negate this reflex, but that's okay. 4. We hit 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Yep, that's a hit. Okay, turn the monster to face away from the attacker and full move forward in a straight line. Cancel all hits now out of range. Okay, So we're going to move him this way. So we're going to have 3 spend a survival. See if she spends it. 2, she does spend it. And she's just going to dodge. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's going to be right here. So she's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. All right, so see, we can kind of anticipate what happens, and we can use our survival wisely to kind of negate what happens. Cool, great. All right, so that's all of our turns. Everything resets here. Perfect. Okay, Screaming Antelope's turn. Wha-cha! Bite, closest survivor in field of view. So that's going to be 3. Let's see here. Speed 1 hits on a 2+, so it's going to turn here. Speed 1, it's on a 2+, 3+, 4+, 5+. 5, that's going to hit. Okay. 2 damage. Target gains 1 bleed token. Ooh, gives me nightmares. Bleed token. Ugh. Okay, 2 damage. Oh, and you know what? We can actually have her dodge. Let's do that. Rather than gain the bleed token to take 2 damage, let's have her dodge it. 2. She does spend her survival. Okay. She dodges. No hits. No bleed tokens. Perfect. All right. As you can tell, we're already 5 hits away from killing that Screaming Antelope. So we're in pretty good shape. Okay, our turn. So 3 is going to go first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's going to get in that blind spot. She's going to attack. Speed 2. Hits on a 5+, 4+, 3+. Did I do that right? Oh, 2+ because they were in the blind spot. So 2 hits. All right. Restless Tiny Hands. And the Restless Shoulder. So the Restless Shoulder is a wound. Your blow clips the Screaming Antelope shoulder and it jumps back. Turn the face of the attacker. Then without turning, move the monster once placed directly away. Okay, so we don't want to do that. Failure, grasping tiny hands make rude gestures at you. Startled, you gain +1 insanity and lose your composure. Spend a activation to regain your sense before you can attack again. That's pretty funny. So the little tiny hands on the belly of the Screaming Antelope, give her the old middle finger if she fails. So okay, well, let's do that. And it's 5, 6, 7, 8 strength, so anything but a 1. 9, so that's a hit. Failure action doesn't happen. Okay, Restless Shoulder. Crit. Yes! Man, this is a good encounter. I will take it. After that butcher encounter, I will take it. And I'm sorry for the audio quality. I'm still learning my video editor, and the overall volume sounded weird, so I turned it down, and I turned it down way too much. So sorry about that. I'll make sure this one's good, and I'm getting better and better. So just bear with me. Muscly Gums. It's an organ. Great. That was 3. Perfect. All right. Did I do a wound? Did I take one from the AI deck? Ooh. I don't think I did. I might have. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it on there just because I forgot. But it turns to face the attacker and jumps back. Man, I don't remember if I did or not. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah, because I said we were 4 away from killing it, so we haven't pulled one. All right. Cool. I feel good about that. Okay, that's good. All right, so that's 3's turn. 13. Actually, let's do 9 first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's gonna come here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's gonna attack with her Bone Blade, speed 2. It's on a 6+. Oh, you know what? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She was here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I forgot she has 6 speed, so that'll be able to get her up. Speed 2 hits on a 5+ now. Perfect hit and a miss. First strike. Okay. Let's see. Okay. You must select this first. The Screaming Antelope's massive eyes glisten with human-like fear. If the attacker is insane, nope, she's not. Cancel all hits and end their attack. Otherwise, the attacker suffers 1 brain damage. Oh no! Oh no, 9! Bummer. Okay. I wonder if I suffer the brain damage first. Because if it kills her, she's used her reroll. Okay, well, let's do our brain event. I believe, don't we have? Oh yes. Don't we have something that? Let's look at our innovations. Let's look at our innovations here. Except the Narcos, +2 to all brain traumas. Cool. Okay. So let's roll. D10. 2. Oh man, that saved your life. 4. Flee. You are knocked down and suffer knockback equal to your movement towards the closest board edge. Gain 1d5 insanity. Okay, that's alright. So, knockback equal to your movement towards the closest board edge. So that would be here, but I think that she should probably go this way, because it would be, she's running away from the Screaming Antelope. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that puts her on the edge. 1d5 insanity. 9, so that's 5 insanity. Whew, that was good. I hate the brain trauma because it does a lot of like disorders and stuff. And those can be like bad, as you can see from my first couple encounters where I retired a couple people. Okay, so what happened here? What's this one? I don't know where this came from. Oh, game one bleed token. Okay, I think it was right there. Okay, now let's see if she can hit this. Oh, so I wonder. I wonder if I think that I can. I think I'm supposed to do this first, make the attack, and then do cancel all hits and end their attack. Otherwise, the attacker suffers 1 brain damage. But I guess this would happen before. Let me look up first strike, just to be sure. I'll be right back. So this is what first strike says. A type of monster hit location. This hit location must be resolved before any others except traps. If multiple first strike locations are drawn, the player decides the order in which to resolve them. Traps still proceed and cancel all other hits. So it doesn't say anything about resolve what's on the card first before making the attack. It just says that you have to do this this hit location first before any others. So let's roll to see if we hit. So she's got 2 strength on the bone blade plus 1 strength, so that's 3. So she's on a 5+. So that's a wound. Okay, now she suffers that 1 brain damage and she flees. Okay, I feel good about that. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's see, 13 can now get up there. 2, 3, 4, 5. She's going to attack. Speed 2 hits on a 7+, 6+. 2 hits. Oh no! The trap. The Screaming Antelope panics. Its undermouth unleashes an inhuman wail. It bucks wildly and leaps into the air. The attacker is doomed. All survivors adjacent to the monster suffer 2 brain damage per monster level, knockback 5, and are knocked down. Nobody's adjacent. Okay. The monster lands on its belly and begins to slide on its teeth. Turn the monster directly away from the attacker and full move forward in a straight line. Okay, so it just turns this way, moves to the board edge, and stops. And like I said in one of my other showdowns, if the monster is away from the edge of the board and runs into the board, it stops. If it's already on the edge of the board and moves, it slides this way or this way. So it's going to move right there. Let's see here. Full move forward in a straight line. On collision, non-deaf survivors gain 1 random disorder. Okay. So that trap wasn't too bad, actually. I got lucky by that jump back that made the antelope jump back and get it out from adjacent from 3. So that's great. Okay. Bummer. All right. Well, that's 13's turn. 10 can go. 4, 5, 6. So he's too far away. So let's have him dash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Okay. He's going to attack with the catgut bow. Speed 2 hits on a 7+, 6+. 2 hits. All right. So the Restless Muzzle. We're not hitting with a club or a shield. The Restless Shank has a wound reflex. Roll 1d10 for each survivor currently in the monster's blind spot. Nobody is. Okay, perfect. So we can pick either one of these is fine. So the strength on the catgut bow is 3. He has +2 strength, so that's 5. 8, so it's a 3+. 3. That's going to be a hit. And we have 1 AI card left. 3+. 5. That's that. Okay, so we have 1 more hit left to do. I really wish we had Surge. But that's all of our survivors' turns, unfortunately. So cool. And I didn't bother to look about the crushed crown if there was anything going on with that. Sorry, there's a horrible glare. I'm gonna get this fixed one day, guys, I promise. Okay, well, yeah, Gnarled Horns has that crushed crown. I don't think any of the egg cards that I saw had anything about that, but okay, so it is the Screaming Antelope's turn. So if I don't drop it on the ground, basic action, closest knockdown survivor in range, no target, graze. Graze is the monster full moves to the closest acanthus plant. There are none. If there are no acanthus plants on the showdown board, instead full move forward in a straight line. All right, so we're going to move it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so it's sliding down. And I've looked up the rules on this because it seems dumb, right? I mean, we have no AI cards. No one's going to get knocked down unless it's from a hit location. So it's just going to like run around the board. And that's kind of by design. Like if you've seen like an antelope or a deer panic, it just kind of runs wildly. And if it's this close to dying, it's just kind of panicking at this point. So, all right, well, that's the Screaming Antelope's turn. So we're going to move 3 in for the killing blow. We're going to get right in that blind spot. So we're going to do 5+, 4+, 3+, 2+. 9 and an 8, just not the trap. Okay, we're going to do the Restless back, and anything but a 1. An 8. That kills the Screaming Antelope, guys. As you can tell, I probably should have picked a level 2 Screaming Antelope. That was a little too easy and quick, but we gained a ton of resources from it, so I don't feel too horribly bad. Look at this. We got the pelt, monster organ, another pelt, muscly gums, a fresh acanthus, a crab spider, and an iron. So that's awesome. So let's do this real quick. Let's get all this moved out of the way. And let's roll draw our resources. Screaming Antelope. Oh, perfect. We get when the monster is defeated, so we gain 1 hunt XP, 1 weapon proficiency, and then rewards. When the monster is defeated, any survivors with 20 plus insanity, are driven mad by the monster's death wail. They vanish, screaming into the darkness, never to be seen again. And then the group gains the following rewards. That's what I was talking about, is we don't want to get above 20 insanity. We actually lost insanity, which is good. So we're in good shape. So yeah, so we're good. So we just get the rewards now. Level 1, 4 basic, 4 Screaming Antelope. Alright. 4 Screaming Antelope. We got Beast Steak, a Shank Bone, another Shank Bone, and another Pelt. Great. That hide is good. And then 4 basic resources. Monster hide, monster bone, and another monster hide. Great. So yeah, we're in really good shape for this settlement phase. So yeah, we got quite the stack of resources. So let me set up the settlement phase, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I've set up the settlement phase. It might go horribly wrong because I just realized what's on Lantern Year 6. We might be in trouble. I can't remember exactly what Armored Strangers is, but I'm pretty sure it's bad. It's either one of two. We'll see. But anyways, let's face that as it comes. So let's get our XP to all of our people. So 10 gets 1 XP. She had 3 survival, or he had 3 survival left when he was done. He's not getting weapon proficiencies yet. 9 is going to gain an XP. Same thing. Heal all of her injuries. Okay, 13 is going to gain another XP. So she's at 4 now, and she's going to gain a weapon proficiency, so with that spear. And then 3 is going to gain another XP, and is going to become a specialist in the axe. So let's look at the axe specialist real quick. All right, axe. Okay, so the axe specialization. When attacking with an axe, if your wound attempt fails, you may ignore it and attempt to wound the selected hit location again. Limit once per attack. Awesome. That's super powerful. So let's see here. I love the axe. The axe is my favorite weapon in game. So let's see here. If wound fails, try again. One time. There we go. Okay, cool. We're going to keep this out to remind us that axe proficiency is there. But then, so we're on our way to master. If we can keep this going, if she can stay alive, then we'll get that mastery soon. So, okay, perfect. All right, so that's all our survivors. So now we gain endeavors. So we gain 4 endeavors, and I'm going to show you how I'm planning on using those if something doesn't go horribly wrong, but we have 4 endeavors as of right now. Update the timeline. We are entering Lantern Year 6, and we have Armored Strangers, but first we've got to do that settlement event. So let's do 4. These are they're impossible. I need to buy some sleeves for these because I'm worried about getting them all bent up, but they're so hard to shuffle. Okay, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Elder Council. I don't think I've ever gotten this one before. This should be interesting. Okay, the elders of the settlement gather to reminisce over the hard-won scars. Count the total number of hunt XP among all survivors, add the bonuses, and consult the table. Okay. So let's see here. Saga we don't have, Scarification we don't have, and records we don't have. So it doesn't say we add a D10, so we just add all of our XP. All right, let me grab all my characters. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So 20 is our total. 20 minus 2 endeavors. Oh man, if we only had one more. The elders teach up to 2 survivors with 0 hunt experience an old trick. They each gain 1 permanent accuracy and plus 10 survival. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Great. So we're going to spend these 2 endeavors. And then we're going to pick 2 survivors with 0 hunt XP. So 12 doesn't. They already have plus 10 survival. Let's see. 15 doesn't. So let's do 15 for sure. And so she had minus 1 survival. So she's going to have plus 1 accuracy. And plus 10 or plus 9 survival. Plus 9 survival. Okay, cool. And then we have 1 more to do the same thing. Let's do 17. Plus 1 accuracy, plus 10 survival. Cool. So now 15 and 17 have plus 1 strength, plus 1 evasion, plus 1 accuracy. Oh man, that's awesome. I'll have to build those cards for those right away. Cool. Okay. Man, I wish I would have got Elder Council later on. Evidently, it looks like that's good stuff. But I've never gotten that card before. That's kind of a cool card. I like it. Okay, so that settlement event was a good one. We needed it after last settlement phase. But now we have to do Armored Stranger. So let's pull that up real quick. I don't think it's good, guys. It's never... Okay, I've opened right to it. Armored Strangers. You are visited by enigmatic figures, fully enclosed in armor. They march silently through the settlement. The only noise is a metallic clang as they pause before each survivor and tap lantern halberds against the ground. Oh no, I know this one. So they're doing a count. These armored strangers walk into the settlement kind of unannounced, and they walk around, and each time they count a survivor, they smash their halberds on the ground to signal how many. The survivors have no choice but to helplessly await their mute deliberations. Add Kingsman to the Nemesis encounter list. The strangers count people and take action based on the population total. Okay, so at any time we can resist, but let's see what happens first. Let's see here. So add this Kingsman to the Nemesis encounter list. Kingsman. Okay, we faced a level 1 butcher. I forgot to mark that off. Okay. Okay. 1 sec. Okay, so we have currently have 15 population. So we are a lot more than 7. So we're going to get destructive action. So let's roll a d10. The strangers finish their count and draw their blades. Roll on the table below. A 10. Okay, a halberd is left in the settlement with a survivor impaled on it as a reminder. Suffer -1 population. Add the guidepost innovation to the settlement. Okay, well that could have been a lot worse. I'll just read through these real quick because we won't face this anymore. I don't think, anyways. In this campaign, 1 to 4, armored strangers wantonly execute survivors, -5 population, and we can resist, which it's pretty bad, and we'd probably lose 4 because we'd probably be killed. I don't think I've ever beat the Kingsman before. I've always just sent out my worst people and just tried to survive, but I've always been annihilated. So that would have been -4 population at the worst, and then we would have to next time we fight the Kingsman, it would have to be level 2. So that makes it even worse. So I'm glad I don't have to do that. 5 to 7, the bravest survivors are rounded up. Select the survivor with the highest courage. That would have been like 13 would have been it. Gone. In case of a tie, select all and execute them. 13 would have been dead. 8 to 9, the strangers destroy a random innovation. We only have 4, and we need all of these desperately. And yeah, so that was a good 8 to 9 was -1 innovation. So okay, so let's get the guidepost innovation real quick. Let me grab that. Guidepost. All right, guidepost. The soft glow of its light fills the survivors with a sense of security. Departing survivors gain +1 survival. Sweet. All right, so we're getting +3 survival just by departing. And our max is 4 right now, so we need to get some innovations going. Okay, +3 survival going out. We can spend an endeavor. The survivor attempts to pull the weapon free from the ground. Roll a 1d10 and add their strength. If the result is a 12+, so they have to have quite a bit of strength and get really high, and then we get a cool weapon. So that's good. We have to suffer -1 population. Also, we have 5 innovations now, so we're going to trigger another milestone, but -1 population. So let's pick one. It doesn't say that it has to be a certain one, so let's just pick one at random. We can. So we've got a couple baby makers here that are pretty wrecked. So let's see. 16 is retired. He fears the dark and has ichnophobia, so no sharp weapons. That might be our one. 2 is retired. Fear the dark, and if you intimidate, and also can't consume, so that would be a good one. And then these 2, one of you commented about the frenzy drink, so these might be good still in combat. We'll see. Sometimes we need some higher speed characters, so these might be useful. So let's keep them alive, and then let's see here. Which one should we sacrifice? So there is an innovation later where we can heal a disorder. He's got tumble. If we get rid of fear the dark, this monster panic is I can deal with it. So he has +2 strength. This one we'd have to do 2 disorders to get him back in fighting shape, because I don't have any blunt objects at this point. I'd have to build something for him. Too much work. 16 is dead. So we're gonna remove retired. We're gonna say dead. And armored stranger. Lantern year 6. Okay. So he is dead. He didn't get exiled. He didn't get anything like that. So we're gaining a basic resource from that. So it's actually not too bad. That was an amazing roll. That was super good. I'm glad that I rolled a 10, because I was fixing to set up a showdown, because a lot of those I can't lose. I can't afford to lose. Okay, another monster hide. Cool. Okay, so that's that. So our death count is updated. We're going to go down to 14 population now. Perfect. Okay, so now let's pull this back out again. We've updated the timeline. We've triggered the story events. We've updated the death count just now. Check for milestones. Okay, so we have settlement has 5 innovations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we are triggering the Hooded Knight, which I cannot remember what that one is. Guess we'll find out here. Oh man, whew, that couldn't have gone better. Could not have gone better. Hooded Knight. Oh yeah, okay. A stranger emerges from the darkness. So just as these Kingsmen are leaving the camp, another stranger emerges from the darkness. I'm sure terrified these poor survivors. They're being imposed on a lot. They thought that their settlement was safe, and then all these people are just wandering in. I wonder if that builds like a sense of distrust for outsiders, because so far the two sets of people that have arrived at their settlement aren't scared of the Lantern Horde, which they thought was the case for everything, and both of them have been bad, like really bad. So now the Hooded Knight shows up. If any survivor has the Twilight Sword, they duel. Okay. Otherwise, his motives are inscrutable. Roll below on Mysterious Agenda. All right, so let's roll a d10. 3. The Hooded Knight insists on training the uncouth survivors in martial combat. Up to 2 survivors may spend 3 resources each to learn the Mighty Strike fighting art. What is the Mighty Strike fighting art? Oh, that's right there. Okay, let's see here. On a perfect hit, gain +2 strength until the end of the attack. Okay, so let's see. 3 resources. I don't know, man. I don't think it's worth it. I really need these resources right now. I don't think I'm gonna do it. Okay, so we're gonna skip this. The Hooded Knight leaves with unfinished business and will return later. So unfinished business. Add Hooded Knight to the timeline 4 years from now. Okay, so we're here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hooded Knight on Lantern Year 10. Okay, all right, cool. So that's done. Now, oh yeah, we have to do check milestones. I thought that something else happened when you had 5 innovations. I thought there was something else. When does conviction happen? Oh, principal conviction. That's on Lantern Year 12. Okay, that's what I was thinking of. Okay. All right. So now we can develop. Good. So nothing changed. So we can get all these guys stacked up here. Okay. So here's what I'm thinking, guys. First off, we are going to spend a hide, a bone, and an organ, and an endeavor to innovate. So we get to draw 2 of these guys and pick the one we want. We definitely want Surge, and there's a couple others that are really good. I can't remember off the top of my head, but Surge is the one we're looking for right now. All right, here we go. Pictograph. We can run away. And scrap smelting. Ooh, perfect. This is a good one. So we're definitely going to pick scrap smelting. Okay, scrap smelting is we can spend an endeavor and we can turn pieces of scrap into iron, which is what we need to start building the lantern armor. So this is good. And we also need this to build the blacksmith so we can build that armor. So but we're far away from that at this point, but we're headed that way. So awesome. So that's done. All right. The next thing is pretty straightforward. We're gonna organ grinder. We're gonna turn a fresh acanthus into a dried acanthus. So that gives us a dried acanthus. We're going to spend hide, 2 bone, and an organ to build the counterweighted axe, which is my favorite weapon in the game. I used it till the very last. So that's that. We'll probably build at least 1 more of those. And then we are going to spend another endeavor. So we're going to take the skinnery. We're going to do 3 hide. Oops, sorry, off camera. We're going to do the skinnery. We're going to use an endeavor and 3 hide and 1 organ. So organ, 1, 2, 3 hide. And we are going to build the leather worker. That allows us to build the leather armor set. But we can't right now because we're out of endeavors, so we can't build any leather. So what we're going to do is we are going to take what we have left, which is an iron, a pelt, which is a hide, crab spider, which is a hide, and a monster hide, which is a hide, obviously. We're going to put that in storage, and then next year, hopefully, we can start building. I think we're going to start out with this shield, because the shield can be used for anything, and I think it adds 1 armor to all hit locations. So we're going to start out with the round leather shield. Maybe we'll build 2 of those, and then we're going to start working our way through the leather armor. I want to build 2 complete leather armor sets, and then I think so. In game, to max out our characters, kind of our in-game goal is going to be 2 complete leather armor sets, 1 complete lantern armor set, and 1 white lion armor set. So that's kind of our 4 big complete armor sets that we're going to use towards the end of the game. So that's our long-term goal. So you're going to start seeing me build towards that. I'm going to start trying to get iron. If I have extra endeavors, I'm going to try to turn scrap into iron. I'm going to try to build this blacksmith, but we're not going to do that right away. We're going to try to build the leather armor, maybe a couple better weapons, but I think that's an awesome start. Man, I couldn't be happier with how this campaign is going right now. I think we're starting to get set up pretty good to get us very far in this campaign. So I have a lot of hope that we're going to do it, that we're going to make it very far. So hopefully this lasts a while, and you'll get to see the Watcher and maybe even the Gold Smoke Knight if we can make it that far. But anyways, I think this is probably going to be a pretty short episode, which kind of counteracts the last episode. Next year, I think we're going to try level 2 Screaming Antelope and to see how that goes. So anyways, thanks again for all the comments. Sorry again for all of the video editing mistakes as far as the audio and everything else. I'm going to try to work on that and get it fixed and do better. But I hope you liked the Butcher video. I thought it was awesome. It was so much fun, and I just had a blast with it. So anyways, thanks again, and we'll see you next time. Hey guys, back again. Forgot something, as usual. I think we're still safe to build stuff. We haven't gone out on a hunt or anything, so I feel okay with this. But I was cleaning up, looking at the stuff I had gotten, and I realized that I need to build 1 more thing to get my use out of this counterweighted axe. So you can see that it's reach 2, and it's got this little puzzle piece, which means that this red affinity needs to be filled before this comes into play. But it says, on a perfect hit, do not draw a hit location. Monster suffers 1 wound. This is really powerful because if we roll a perfect hit, then we do a wound. We don't have to worry about the hit location. We don't have to worry about a trap or any reflexes. We just do a wound. So that's super powerful, and I want to start using it right away. I don't have anything with a red down, so I need to build something. I looked through all of my settlement locations, and the only thing with a red affinity down that I could build is a scrap dagger. So that's 1 bone, 1 scrap, and we need heat, which we have a lantern oven right here, so we can build it. So I'm going to build that. So I'm going to take one broken lantern and one monster bone, and we're going to do that right now. And then I'm going to grab the scrap dagger, and I'll add that next time around. So again, sorry. Again, I always seem to forget something and have to tack it on the end, but hopefully that's it. Thanks again.